was doing some stuff before, right?
With the flying turtles?
It might be. I forget. They might be swimming by now or walking around on the land. Let's welcome people to our stream. We are today going to talk about some of the Minecraft Education Edition specific features, including NPCs. Now, who knows what an NPC is in any game? What? Non-player character, non-playable character. What purpose do NPCs typically play in a game? Do you know? They tell you what to do, or they guide the story a little, right? They help you in a sense. Like if you played a game like, anybody play like World of Warcraft or Skyrim or any games that have NPCs, you go up to them throughout the game at different points. They usually share some story or information or something, and they play a part like that in the game. So it's great that Education Edition has those because we're writing digital stories here, right? So the NPCs can help us have something to interact with like that. So we'll start with the NPCs because I got all the hype going about NPCs, and then I'll show you some other features. So I'm just going to go over here for a second. Now, let's just pretend we're starting our game here, and let's just say we're in even the middle of the game. And let's say it's Little Red Riding Hood, and we're in the middle of the woods, and we're trying to get to Grandma's house. Maybe we could technically either think we're lost or whatever you want to say. So first off, and this is the most important to make sure you have in your notes. Well, here, I'll show you first. The NPC egg is, if you type in NPC, you get the egg. Now, by default, I cannot place that egg. And I guarantee some of you, even after this lesson, will come back to me at some point and say, wait, Mr. Isaacs, I can't place the NPC. Okay? Some of you might know why already because I think I showed one or two people, but we need to enable something called World Builder or /WB. Now, interestingly, I think Education Edition, and I could be wrong, but unless they've changed it, but I think Education Edition is the only version of Minecraft that has this command because what it really does is enables you to use a lot of the Education Edition specific tools, and you have to be in World Builder, which means a number of things. And why do I have an Elytra, an Ender Pearl, and a Chorus Fruit? What? But I don't remember that. Did I? Anyway, strange. So now I can place my NPC. Now, let it be known, your NPC does not have to be called NPC. So, and I can also change the appearance of the NPC. How do you delete it? If I want to delete it, as long as I'm still in World Builder, I left click it like I'm breaking it. Hey, Dinner Beef is with us. Dinner Beef is one of our favorite viewers. So anyway, NPC, I could change the name. So this is we're talking, what we say, Little Red Riding Hood. Who should Little Red Riding Hood run into in the woods? The wolf. Ooh.
Marlin.
Marlin? Who's Marlin?
I don't know. Isn't he the wizard guy from the night?
Mr. like MR _ Isaacs. ISAACS. So here's Wolfy. Now, unfortunately, I don't know that we have a wolf skin to choose. And that's funny. It looks like, but this, we're going to say that this looks wolfish enough for now. So I'm going to close this for a moment, and there's my new Wolfy NPC. Now, when I right-click on it, I'm still in World Builder mode. If I were not in World Builder mode, and you'll toggle back and forth to test it, then that's what Wolfy's saying to me. Not very exciting yet, right?
Wow.
Yeah. So now if I go back to World Builder mode, now I go back and I decide, okay, let's edit Wolfy's dialogue. And let's say we say, Little Red, you appear to be lost. Let me help you. Travel due north to the deep woods. That's where Grandma's house is. Now maybe the wolf is actually trying to trick me or something, right? Or maybe not, but we'll see. But so we have that. Now actually, if you like, I can teleport you there. Okay, so if I do that, now I have some options too. I have something called advanced settings. Now I can add a URL or a web address. So let's say you want to take somebody out of your story and bring them to the original story of Little Red Riding Hood so they can read it or something. You could bring them to a web page that has that. I love more than anything that the NPCs can issue commands. Remember how we did commands in coding? I think I showed you a couple where you type them into the command line, right? Did we do some command? We must have, because I usually show that with that. And, so we know how to, summon chickens and things like that, right? But let's say we want, now the wolf is being a little bit tricky here. So let's say we say the wolf is going to teleport the player. What's it going to do now? Where's the wolf going to teleport me?
100 blocks away. In the air. In the air, yeah. Oh, yeah, in the air.
Okay, and if this was in the game and I was in adventure mode or something, game mode, adventure, get rid of world builder, what's going to happen after, so I did it as a button, you don't have to, but he said if you like I could teleport you there. So maybe I have a choice to either listen to him or not, and I hit teleport me there, and oops, he threw me way up in the sky, and this is going to be sad, I think, and I died. So if that were a consequence in my game, that would be what would happen, and wow, where'd the NPC? Oh, now I'm teleported. Oh, there he is, though. But I got teleported back to the world spawn, I guess it is. See the yellow writing there? That should, although it's funny because it looks like more letters than Wolfy. Oh, that's Fred Flintstone. Did we do that one in here?
No, Fred.
Yeah, I must have done this with my 8th graders. So this was another NPC I made, okay? And, watch this. So I'm going to clear my inventory. Now watch what happens to my inventory, okay? I'm right-clicking, I'm chatting with Fred Flintstone. Fred Flintstone's not really saying anything, but what did Fred Flintstone do?
He gave you a diamond sword.
Right, do you know how he did that?
No.
Okay, why don't we find out? So I'm going to go out of WB, or World Builder. Okay, and now I'm going to look at what the code was for that. Oop, I lied, I need to go, wait, I thought it was, now I'm confused. All right, now I'm back in World Builder, and these are the commands. Now, what I love about this is, first of all, see all those commands? Do you know what those do by reading them? What does give @p diamond underscore sword do? Which player?
The nearest player.
The nearest player. What does summon chicken do?
Summon a chicken.
Very good. Now, in command blocks, anybody who knows about command blocks knows that essentially you can only do one command per command block. Did you know that?
Oh, wow.
Do you notice that with my NPC, I was able to do 5 commands and I could keep going? I think I could do up to 100.
Does that mean the NPC is a command block 2.0?
Ah, yes. The NPC is like the ultimate command block.
But can you also just put 64, HP 64 in the diamond sword and that'll be
I could do that, but I can't do that for things like chickens. I think I can give myself, well, maybe bread would be better to have 64 of.
Whoa.
So give @p bread 64. So should we try that now? /WB. Let's clear my inventory for a minute. And boom, and boom, and it gave me 64 bread. Functions are the, well, that's true. So Dinner Beef points out functions are the best command block, and that's true. Functions allow you to type a text file with all these commands kind of like this, and then have one command block call upon it. But Dinner Beef, and answer me this, do we need to have a behavior pack to use functions, or can you just add them to the world? I kind of forget. If you can add them to the world, then I'm with you 100%, and then I'll start showing that. When you have to make it into a behavior pack, it adds a little bit of an obstacle, I think. But anyway, so now Fred Flintstone might be telling me something. Now, other commands, yeah, that is the pain. Okay, we need to change that. /WB. So here I go. So let's say I also want to do things like, when you start making your game, there are going to be certain things you're going to want to set at the beginning of your game too, like maybe game mode, adventure, and I think it's @p, no, game mode, adventure, this is where I always mess up. Is it at P or good morning, Obi-Wan? So let's try this one too. /WB /clear /game mode yabba dabba do /game mode. You're still watching my lesson, Gabe.
Yeah, I'm gonna go on tour.
Gabe, we're still working here together. Okay. Game mode not game mode. Yeah, game mode creative. Now let's see if I set that up right. So now, no, I didn't, of course. I guess it's at P first. I don't know why that's something that just throws me off every single time. Let's see if I can do this right. Makes sense. It's always the at P first. I don't know why I continually get confused by that. I mean, it makes sense because look at the other ones, but game mode really should be at all, but we'll do at P just to test it. Okay. Oh, that didn't work either. What am I doing? Uh-oh, people. How about this? Wait, advanced settings. Oh, oh my gosh. What did I do? Who can tell me? Nope, what did I do? It should be obvious. I'm silly, but we all make mistakes. Yeah, game mode should not be 2 words. So that makes me think back to, is it at P adventure or adventure at P? I still think it's adventure at P. Dinner Beef will be quick to tell us. Which doesn't make sense, really, because the other ones are this way, but let's see. And, alright, so you see that? So the thing about it is, at some point in your game, I'm going to want you to think about having an NPC at the very beginning that also does all the things that you would want to start your game with. Like maybe game mode at P, maybe before I would give this diamond sword and stuff, I want to make sure that the player doesn't have anything in their inventory. So it'd be clear at P. Maybe I want to set world spawn. Now these are all commands you'll get the hang of, but I'm just showing you that's the world spawn. And another one is just simply spawn point at P. That means if I die at some point, I come back here. But let's say later, here, watch how this will work. So I'm going to set all this, okay? /WB. Boom. Boom. I did all that. Now, let's say I go here and let's say I die for a minute. So I just moved, but now I die. And now I go right back here because I made that my spawn point, right? But watch this. Let's say you go through your game and I get through part of the maze in the woods. And I decide, okay, when I get there, I want to have a new spawn point, okay? So I decide I want a new spawn point here. I'm going to stay with the NPC idea for now. Okay, and I'm going to give myself an NPC. Yeah. Game demo. Game mode creative. We'll take an NPC. Oh, now we're going to place another NPC here, and this one, we're going to make a new command that's going to be spawn point at P. Good morning, Nobat Minecraft. This is your favorite channel. I think this is one of my students. Who's this? Is this one of you typing in the chat about...
No, that's not me.
No, none of us? All right, well, thank you. So now when I do this, watch. This is going to set this new spawn point, I believe. And I'm going to die again. And now, see, I am still here. But remember, if I ended up going back to this one and right-click, now what just happened? Now it changed it back to here. Now, do you understand why that would be valuable in a game? Like, if you have a... When would you use this where you might change where the spawn point is periodically? When you want... Why would you want to do that in your own game that you're creating?
So that you don't go out?
Well,
You don't go away?
sort of. You want... In other words, if you die...
Or you have to
and
do
you,
the whole thing?
well, that, but what about when? Like, I like to see these in... See, I'm watching you right now with your parkour, right? So if I were to get through half of the parkour, could that be a good place for... Up there, see?
Checkpoint.
For a checkpoint. Yeah, it would be a checkpoint then. that I would set. And you don't have to do it with an NPC. You can do it with the command block, which we'll get to also. I had a feeling that was somebody new. Beef. Let's see. Now, here we go. Next thing we're going to do. Yeah, Max definitely deserves an A. He's going to earn an A, though, so I'm not so worried. Now, let's see here. The other things I want to show you with regard to specifically to Education Edition. Ready? Watch this. And these are some things you'll want to take some notes about. So there's something called, you know how there are signs in Minecraft?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, in Minecraft Education Edition, there are some other things called poster. Okay. There's something called a board. Board. There's something called, what else? A slate. And let me show you these things. So, ready? Watch this. We have a sign. Once upon a time, there was a girl named Little Red Riding Hood. She wanted, oops, I ran out of space, right? So there you go. Now, when I go to, let's say, even a slate, now, first of all, a couple things. One is, all right, here we go. Once upon a time, there was a girl named Little Red Riding Hood. She wanted to make sure, oops, ran out of space. Okay, so now I go to, like, the poster. Once upon a time, there was a girl named Little Red Riding Hood. She wanted to make sure, make sure her grandma was okay. She set out on a journey over the river and through the woods, and was Professor Eric determined to make it, oops, ran out of space again. Now here we go, watch this. Once upon a time, there was a girl named Little. All right, you see how I can tell a whole lot more? So understand, these are purposely in Education Edition because, and for your project, you're making a digital story, right? So you're going to need and want to have the ability to put more text or narrative within your story. I don't necessarily recommend using a huge board for everything because people don't want to read that much each time. But a combination of like the posters, the slates, the NPCs, that will all give you a good opportunity to listen. That'll give you a good opportunity to tell your story, right? So now we went over today so far what? The NPCs and commands, poster, slate, board, and signs. Now watch this. This is some awesome stuff. Ready? This is also specific to Education Edition.
Michael, you're doing that.
Camera.
Oh, I love the camera.
You love that? Have you used it before?
Yeah.
How?
I used to selfie.
In Education Edition.
Yeah.
When? In this class or before?
Like I did it when we were.
Oh, that's so awesome. So listen to this, folks. This is kind of cool. So Professor Eric, who is, hello, Professor Eric, and everybody in probably Broward County. They're in Broward County, Florida, like down South Florida. And he's doing a Minecraft training right now, so he's got us on during their coffee break watching. That's cool. All right, so now the camera and portfolio. Ready? So let's say what a beautiful picture of the trees, right? So I want a picture of this. So if I look in the air and take a picture, right-click, I get a picture of that. Now, and somebody just mentioned this, what happens when I put the camera like that and right-click on it? Smile. What's happening? Cheese. There I am. Look at that. So now I can take pictures. Now another thing about that is, a lot of times in school, if you're using Minecraft in another class, or let's say your teacher in another class says, oh, if you want to do your project in Minecraft, you can, but I need you to show me evidence of what you did. You can create something and take a bunch of pictures for them, and then you can give them the portfolio, which I can put captions in. Hopefully for your school project, you'd say something more intelligent.
We're very intelligent.
Okay, the history of the birch tree. Now I'm going to export my portfolio. Now check this out. Okay, and it saves it. I'm going to just save it here for now. And actually, I'm just save it to my desktop. Thanks, Eric. Take care. I'm going to save this and watch this. Now I can go to, I think I just saved it to the desktop, right? In the desktop, this is the one I just did. So look at this. It comes out as a PDF file.
That's so cool.
Yep, so you can give this to your teacher or
The same
you could also use it, like let's say I wanted to do a tutorial where I wanted to show you a bunch of things. I could make this, a document like this that you could then look at as a tutorial. And there are some other things in Education Edition that I'll show another time, but today I'm going to forego that because I think I just showed you a lot. I do want to start seeing you use the NPCs at least to tell the story. If you don't worry about the commands yet, that's fine. And I want to see you start using the signs, posters, all that, because you are starting to build the story for your game, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's make that happen, okay, everybody? All right, have a great time playing around with the Education Edition features. I'm going to stop the stream now. I do thank everybody who was watching.
Yeah.